Fountain pen sketching is a wonderful art form, but we're always on the lookout for ways to improve our line control. Fountain pens have this amazing fluidity about them. You can do continuous line sketching, you can be loose and light. But there's one little challenge, despite the fact that these are the arguably undisputed kings of sketching utensils. Many of us struggle a little bit with that line control because of the fluidity and flexibility that they offer us. But maybe there's a simple solution. In fact, I have a question for you. Are you using your fountain pen wrong? And I'll show you what I mean in just a minute. Or perhaps it's Big Pen. Big Pen have been selling us images like this, and in fact, Big Pen have been lying to us all. Well, let's break it down and start to think about how we can improve the control and vary the control of our line just a little bit more. As a bit of background, things you might have tried already include obviously changing your nib or the brand of pen. Now this is an expensive exercise in line control if you're going to change your pen. I have 3 simple pens that I enjoy using. You can find them on my website. But today is about a really simple technique change or an idea you can experiment with any brand of pen, with any nib, to get a little bit more control and a much finer line. Ink type can have a difference, but in the reality of sketching is we tend to use one of a couple of inks, so we can't really vary that a lot. Then there's loads of small technique changes like how you're holding your pen and the angle or the pressure of your pen, which yes, make a big difference. And if you're interested in those, I've linked a video down below all about fountain pen sketching for you to dive into. Indeed, with these techniques we can get quite a lot of line variety. That line variety can vary with the pressure, but also things as simple as the kind of paper that we're using or the speed with which we sketch. Line variety allows us to change the character, but we're limited by the fineness, the most fine line that we can achieve on a given paper and with a given pressure. Here on the right we have more absorbent paper, and that gives us less variety because we start much bolder. This is especially a problem if you're a slower sketcher, because that paper will absorb more of the ink. The free-flowing ink, which produces so many amazing qualities with a fountain pen, suddenly becomes a problem because we just can't get a super duper fine line. Our solutions of changing pen, even using my fancy, expensive, ultra extra fine pen, is still rather bold. And if you don't believe me it's quite bold, well, this is a 0.5mm fineliner, which I think most of us would suggest is a fairly bold fineliner. And actually it's producing a much finer line than anything else that I've done. A 0.5mm fineliner is finer than my expensive pen. But there's a simple solution. Do you see here? Do you see how much extra variety, how much finer my line has suddenly become, not even using my super fancy pen? And did you notice what changed? Again, we go from light to bold. Did you notice a difference? And if not, here's one last clue. We've got something trapped, something upside down, perhaps? So yes, let's have a look again. Notice how the line starts bold and flexible, and then we can smoothly turn our pen upside down and generate, with a continuous line, something much finer. And it works with any pen. We can lift our pen up in between having it the right way up and upside down. And I know many people worry about whether this is going to damage your pen or whether this is going to affect the quality of your line. And I would say, well, I've been doing this for years and this pen still works. In fact, all of my pens still work. And it's a wonderful technique, a wonderful way to suddenly create so much extra fineness to your line and not continue that search for a really fine pen. So what I want to do is now show you this idea in practice with a really fun little simple sketch. I'm again using some watercolor paper. This has a very fine tooth, so it's lightly cold pressed is how I describe it. And I'm using this time a Platinum 3776 fountain pen with an ultra extra fine nib, because that's my favourite pen, not because we have to use this pen. In fact, this idea, this technique would work with any pen. It works with all my Lamies, with my Platinum Preppies, which are super cheap, works with the TWSBI, which I've shown you. And you can see I'm using my pen upside down this whole time and creating a continuous line. Now, if there's one thing an ultra extra fine nib is probably known for, apart from being fine, is having difficulties with ink flow. But notice, even using this pen upside down, this continuous line is flowing absolutely fine. There is no challenges whatsoever with broken lines, with scratchy lines, with difficulties in continuing just to sketch with a single line. And I managed a whole scene just in that simple line. Next, we can hatch. Again, one problem with fountain pen hatching is it can become a little too bold. It can overtake your scene. But notice how this technique, using our pen upside down, allows us really quick, really scratchy, really light hatching, which gives that intended effect of increasing value, increasing shadow without actually creating anything bolder. We can even make these wires from the telephone lines swish across the page. It is not a problem using our pen upside down. If you're worried that it will suddenly become really difficult to sketch, it really won't feel any different, apart from you'll get so much of a finer line. Now, that doesn't mean that Big Pen and all its lies about how you're supposed to use your pen are completely wrong, because we're after here line control and line variety, which means occasionally turning our pen the right way around. And when we do this, we can now be specific about choosing to make lines bold for shadows. Using the pen the right way around, you'll get amazing ink flow, because that's what fountain pens are for. They have this flow, this fountain of ink. It comes out really easily, and we can block in areas. We can make dark lines. We can use the nib, press a little harder, and really create deep contrast on our page. And this is really important because a fine line isn't fine in isolation. A fine line only looks fine when compared to other things. So being able to maximize what your pen can do for you, go from the finest line it can produce, which will be upside down using the nib the wrong way around, how Big Pen doesn't want you to, versus using it the traditional way, versus having a sketcher's grip and pressing quite hard to get the boldest line you can. That is how you maximize your line variety and how you really retake control over your line quality and suddenly start filling up your sketchbook with any paper with a variety of really fun sketches. If you've enjoyed this, then you'll probably enjoy my free course, totally free, no strings attached, giving you more ideas, techniques, little things to play with so that you can learn to sketch with confidence and with freedom. Link is down below.